This is KGW News at 11.
We begin tonight with the latest gun violence in the Rose City. Thank you for joining us. I'm Blair Best. 2 people died in shootings over the weekend and 2 others were injured in violence reaching Portland to Washington County. Here's what we know so far as police continue to investigate. Images of a crime scene have become all too common here in the Rose City, and this weekend was no exception, with 2 people dying in shootings, marking 25 homicides in Portland this year. The first happened early Saturday morning around 2. Police responded to a shooting inside an affordable housing complex in the Cully neighborhood in Northeast Portland. When they got there, they found a man dead. His identity has not been released since it's early in the investigation, and no one has been arrested. Around 10:30 Sunday morning, another deadly shooting, this time inside a business on Southeast Foster Road. When police got there, they found 1 person dead. There are very few details about this case, and police continue to investigate. In Hillsborough, a 17-year-old boy was shot at the Washington County Fairgrounds Sports Complex Saturday around 5 p.m. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 2 people are now in custody. They're 17 and 15 years old. Police are still investigating what led up to the shooting, but say there is no threat to the public. And Washington County deputies are looking for this man who is accused of attempting to kill a woman. 43-year-old Glenn Hornsby Jr. tried to rob a woman, fired a gun at her, and then when she tried to drive off, he chased her and shot at her again. Now, this was Friday evening on Northwest Dogwood Street in the Cedar Mill area. The woman was hit once in the chest. She was taken to the hospital, treated, and released. Deputies say they found Hornsby's car in Hillsborough and consider him to be armed and dangerous. Now, anyone with information on any of these cases is asked to contact their local police department. Meanwhile, Portland Police's focused intervention team continues to remove illegal guns from the streets. They captured this one Saturday evening from a reckless driver around Southeast 92nd and Division. That driver was taken to jail. As for the gun, police are checking to see if it's connected to any shootings. Turning now to a surprising vote inside the Washington Capitol tonight as a contentious Senate bill on drug possession misfires in the State House, even after intense negotiations. As Maddie White reports, it could mean big changes for Washington.
Lawmakers can agree there is an addiction crisis in Washington communities.
Please do something.
But they can't agree on how to solve it, as seen in tonight's House chambers.
And everything that comes with substance use disorder, defecation on the streets, needles in our parks. All of the things we've heard about that we fear will be worse if this bill fails.
Many of those suffering from addiction, they don't feel like they're worthy enough for recovery. And this bill doesn't help with that, in my opinion.
The current state law expires in a couple months, and that classifies drug possession as a misdemeanor, but only on the 3rd offense. That comes with the lighter penalties you see on your left. However, on the right side of your screen is what was proposed tonight in a negotiated version of Senate Bill 5536 to raise penalties to a gross misdemeanor, carrying a harsher max jail sentence of about a year up to $5,000 in fines or both. The governor took to his Twitter to urge swift action on the issue.
Ultimately, treatment is what really works with people, but they also preserved a criminal sanction to make sure people understand they have to go into treatment or there is jail time. So both got done this year. I think that'll be a good result.
But it didn't get done. The House voted against it.
Is not passed.
43 to 55. Ultimately prevailing were some lawmakers' concerns over harsher penalties.
Unfortunately, I can't vote for this bill because it's a gross misdemeanor.
And concerns about the war on drugs.
Criminalization of drugs has been a catastrophic failure for our country.
Are you okay?
The negotiated Senate bill would have encouraged judges advance a defendant's stabilization or recovery and would have allowed somebody convicted of drug possession to vacate their conviction by completing a designated substance use disorder treatment program.
That was Maddie White reporting. Now we have one more hour until midnight, but if this bill dies, it's possible that starting July 1st, when a current law expires, illicit drug possession will be legalized on the state level, meaning all the enforcement around drug possession would be in the hands of local jurisdictions. Now, the Marion County Sheriff's Department is searching for an inmate that walked away from the county transition center. 36-year-old Eugene Guajardo took off on Friday just after 8 p.m. He's 5 feet and 8 inches tall and weighs about 165 pounds. He was in custody for a parole violation. If you see him, call non-emergency dispatch. Marion County deputies are also investigating an overnight crash in Salem that left a 15-year-old in critical condition. The crash happened just before 11 p.m. on Lancaster Drive Northeast. When deputies arrived, they found the driver and a passenger still in the car. Now, witnesses say another passenger ran off before deputies arrived. The driver, 20-year-old Fernando Guzman, was evaluated at the hospital and later taken into custody for driving under the influence. A passenger in his car, a 15-year-old boy, is in critical condition. Now, Guzman is set to be arraigned tomorrow afternoon. Anyone who witnessed the crash or has details about the passenger who took off is asked to call the Marion County Sheriff. Now to a traffic alert. I-5 South on the lower deck of the Markham Bridge is closed this evening for inspection. That closure goes through 5 tomorrow morning. Drivers will have to detour onto I-405 South until then. Well, it has been another rainy day here in Portland. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri joins us from the Weather Center. And Joe, please tell us that some sunshine is on the way.
It is definitely on the way. We're going to have to wait another day. We'll be seeing more of the same. That's some clouds tomorrow, in fact, tonight as well, and some light precipitation. We are seeing a little bit of some raindrops fall right now with a temperature of 51 degrees. And as we look at the radar, there's a weak system that's going to kind of clip on by, bringing in some light showers throughout the evening hours and into tomorrow as well. But again, heading into the later part of the afternoon and tomorrow night, we'll start to see some drier weather, and that drier weather will stretch basically from Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday and much of the week. And Blair, we're looking at probably the longest dry stretch we've seen so far this spring, basically starting Tuesday all the way into the end of the week. With that sunshine and dry weather, we'll also be seeing the chance for some record-breaking temperatures. Highs today were on the cooler side. We should be on average right around the low 60s for late April. Well, today we topped out in the mid to the upper 50s for temperatures. Heading into the later part of this week, there's a good chance we'd be seeing daytime highs 20, 25 degrees warmer from what we saw earlier today. I'll talk more about that in a couple minutes.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. Well, Oaks Amusement Park in Southeast Portland transformed into Oregon's largest autism event today, bringing families together for their 21st annual Autism Walk. Over 40 community booths attended, connecting families with resources for those on the autism spectrum. The event was created to bring autism awareness, acceptance, and of course, give autistic people and their supporters a day full of fun.
When we're here, we're with other parents that are doing the exact same thing. And also it makes our son feel supported, and when he's here he feels the same as everyone else and doesn't feel different, because it's okay to be different.
Now, there was also a photo booth, characters, and sensory crafts. April is Autism Awareness Month. Okay, well, check this out. Shake Shack is opening its first Portland location tomorrow. It's located on West Burnside, right across from Powell's Books. And some people were there for the soft opening today, enjoying the outdoor seating. Well, this is Oregon's second location. There's also one in Cedar Hills in Beaverton. And tomorrow morning, our Sunrise team will be live at Shake Shack ahead of its grand opening.